Hey, welcome into another episode. Well, it's not an episode, it's a daily routine. It's the post-game show on Halos in the Infield. Welcome in. Hope all is well on a Monday afternoon, evening time, wherever the hell you're at across this United States, Canada world that we live in. Anyway, the Angels get the win in the Bronx. How about that, right? Get a number one, game 1 out of 4 to start the series out. Excuse me, I'm just a little amped. I just woke up, working the graveyard. It is what it is, but I woke up before the game, actually. But the thing is, I'm amped up on Suarez. I'm amped up on a lot of things to talk about in this game. Hopefully, you guys have a lot of thoughts and can bring a lot to the table again, like you always do. And we're going to talk about Angels baseball with them getting a huge win today in the Bronx again. And, first off, I got to say something. I know we're going to have our opinions, and, the statement is right off the bat that Dylan Bundy had the whole, he had the dehydration or just had, like he had an issue, stomach flu or whatever. But to me, that kind of, you had, the home run by Lagares, you had the hit by Iglesias. Those are big add-on runs late, but so last thing before I get to the comments, Cishek came in there surprisingly 1-2-3. We're not used to seeing that from him too, so big ups to Cishek. And Rocio Iglesias went 1-2-3 as well. I thought that was really fantastic. He went in there and did his thing. So the bullpen looked good. I mean, what else can you say? So we'll get into these comments. And we'll start it out here. Hold on. Let's see. Let's get back over here. Let's get into some of these comments here for the show. It says, love the gutty win tonight, Ace says. A great win today, Yesenia says. Let's jump over here. Grillmaster says, we won? Impossible. And he's trying, and I'll give Grillmaster a lot of ups. He's been trying to be more and more positive lately. So big ups to you, bro. He goes, damn, Yankees lose. And then let's see, we got, Joe Trevino says, what's up, D? What is up, my man? Joseph Trevino, how you doing? Let's see. Andrizzle says, Bundy had a little too many beers yesterday. LOL. I hope nothing serious, though. Yeah, that was a lot of that was a lot of beers considering what he upchucked. So that was pretty crazy to see. Tabora says, light that baby up. Suarez killed it tonight, and Drizzle says, yes, he did tonight. 5 1/3, scoreless, or just with a 1 run. And he was, look, his pitches are on point. I mean, he's a blessing in disguise. Imagine if we didn't have him in the bullpen. Bundy was like that's what Tabora put. Ace said, so glad they got they put the pressure on the defense by sending home Schebler in the 8th inning. Much needed insurance. Yeah, that's a key move right there. Schebler went from first to home on that. I think it was Iglesias had hit the triple. I was kind of bummed though that they stranded Iglesias at third with less than 2 outs. But hey, Schebler, like Ace says, he's pretty fast for his size, and he made it around third. He forced the throw. The throw was bad. It would have been a bang play at the plate. So I'm just glad the throw was bad. And the Angels got a big insurance run. So big ups right there for Schebler. Schebler didn't do that bad too. I'm glad when he took the assignment, because he was DFA'd earlier in the year. He didn't really play that bad for the Angels. He actually did pretty good in the outfield when he had to fill in earlier in the year. So the first time Trout was down. Now it's a good W, James says. 2 in a row. Let's go, Juan says. And that's the thing. Just take care of business. Whatever's in front of you, 1 game at a time. That's all you got to do. Chris Wanky says, Angels win? Question mark. And it takes Dylan Bundy throwing up shit, actually doing something, a vintage Rendon performance, and a spectacular Suarez day. You know what? If all the heavens align, good things happen, and maybe that's what happened, Chris. You just needed the right recipe of things to happen to get the W. So there you go. And Drizzle says Iggy redeemed himself after that shitty base running. Yes, he did. Hope Bundy is okay in all seriousness. Hey, James, he's okay. Just a little Pedialyte. There's all kinds of remedies for that kind of stuff. Have a Bloody Mary if he was drinking. He'll be all right, dude. Throwing up is one thing. If he's pulling a hamstring, stuff like that, then it's like, oh damn, But he'll be back, dude. Nats fan says heat is a killer here in the East Coast, where the humidity is unreal. It was over 100 here today. I've attested to that because I was in Memphis for 3 years, and the humidity during the summer is detestable. It would be like 88 degrees with about 95% humidity. it's raining outside and you're still wanting to go in the pool. That's just that sticky. Or you go outside, it's not even raining, and you're already like sweating when you leave your air conditioned house. It's terrible over there in the East Coast. So a guy who already sweats a grip in that humidity was already sweating a lot because he sweats here. Video keeps pausing. Dude, that's like the third time in a row. Third show in a row we've had this video problem. I've got to talk with Chase about that. So bear with me on that. Because that's like dumbing down the visual. So I'm sorry, man. See, I never seen him sweat him like that before. He was dripping from the bill of the hat. Yeah, he was. Bundy was a little toasted. Juan says he'll be fine. New York is an awful place, James says. Some New York grease pizza for sure. The Angel Grandma says Suarez is the man. Yes, he is, Angel's grandma. That dude is playing out of his mind right now. Nats fan says heat exhaustion will do that to you and make you sweat bad and then throw up. The thing is, when you're out there playing like that, I think that you need to have they need to have I know they have the Pedialyte, they have the Gatorade. We've seen all that stuff on the benches. So it's, maybe it was Dylan not wanting to go and actually grab the drink. He should have been more responsible. I think you got to have a lot of fluids if you're not feeling good anyway. Or maybe it was one of those things where he's like, they were asking him, do you feel good? He's like, not really, but I'm going to give it a go. And he gave it a go, and he went everywhere on the field. So hopefully next time he'll think twice if he's feeling like that again, and he'll just be like, hey, I can't go. Just put in an emergency starter. And Suarez would have took care of the job anyway. Let's see. Rally Chris checks in with, I'm jumping around right now. Just 3 more wins for my prediction to be right. And he's calling for the sweep. So hopefully. I vomited in a few softball games because the getting pitches in the head as a catcher. Ooh, that might have been something related to what do you call it? Those concussions or whatever. That's not a good thing right there. So hopefully you're all right with that, because I've seen some players too, and there goes the comment. See, that's another thing I got to check in. So I'm gonna miss some of your comments here because magically the phone decided to feed. It should not be my router at all because download, so I'm having a little issues with that. So if I didn't read your comments, send them right back in. I just noticed it froze again, so I'm having. I'll try to fix that for you. As far as the Angels are concerned, moving forward in this series, it's going to be a good one tomorrow again. This entire, and it was, I don't know if you guys noticed, though, in the game that they did not have a full house tonight. It's not like the, what is it called? It's not like the freaking Islanders are in the playoffs anymore. They got knocked out. They don't have a basketball team in the playoffs, obviously. So I'm just wondering why the low attendance at the game. So I don't know. And the feed, yeah, I'm getting that too. The feed is frozen. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm gonna have to reset this sucker for tomorrow, because this is three games in a row we had this. So I apologize for that. Tomorrow's start is Andrew Heaney and Jameson Talon, the guy from the Pittsburgh Pirates that they traded for. That will be I want to say, what time is that game tomorrow? That one is a 4 o'clock start on the Pacific as well. We'll see if Andrew Heaney can bounce back from that sort of okay performance. He had a bad first couple innings. And James Talon hasn't been all that great for the Yankees. The Yankees are in a funk right now, so it's a good time to catch them right now. So this is a good time to get the Yankees by the throat and get some W's. And just moving on and see if they can make some ground up here. Joe Madden said Dylan Bundy is doing much better now. He's better soon after he threw up, and that's usually what happens. Rally Chris, he said that Bundy did feel great in the first and went out in the second inning knowing that might happen. Oh, okay. So that makes sense. That's going to be all over the place because literally it was like on Barstool Sports. It was like on a lot of these pages that you don't usually go on or like, oh, what the F type stuff. But you know what, that sounds right. Maybe, the first inning he felt okay. He felt, he probably did feel sweating and stuff. The second inning going out there and just not feeling right and just losing it everywhere with that opportunity. But hey, he handled it like a champ. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but hey, you know what? You move forward and we'll see what happens in this next game here with the Yankees, or his next start. He should be okay. So, but that's just one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, as far as like a guy spewing on the field like that. Again, I'll fix the feed for tomorrow for sure. I don't know why it is frozen. Let me know how many times it's frozen up on you guys. Grillmaster says the toaster is still decommissioned. Bummer. Yeah, he likes using the toaster. Let's see. And then Yvette says, my toaster's on break today. Yeah, I think for a lot of people it is. I hope the same umpire is calling pitches tomorrow. He kept calling the outside pitches for both teams. And Ace, that's all you care about for the umpires. I know you know this for watching baseball as long as you have too, and knowing them as much as you do. She knows a lot about baseball. And here's one thing, a good point that she pointed out is the fact that you don't like to know the umpires' names. When you know the umpires' names, that's because they screw up. But what she's talking about is they're calling it fair on both sides so that no side can complain. They can't sit there and say, well, how come they're getting the outside and we're not? If they're calling it down the middle like that, I have no problem with the strike zone, whether it's high, low, inside, outside. If they're calling it for both sides, I'm like, Ace, I'm all with it. It's like, okay, well, if their pitchers are hitting the zones and the strike zones, then our guys got to do it. You know what I mean? If they're missing, then step up your game. But when it's unfair is when the other team is hitting those outside corners and you're throwing the same damn pitches, hitting the same corners, and you're not getting them. And we've seen that a lot this year. So it is refreshing when you have an umpiring crew that are calling it down the middle. And this tonight it appeared to be, and look what happened. It was a well-played game all around. You really can't complain about. I mean, you can complain about a few things the Angels left on the field or whatever if you want to be critical and stuff, and we are at times being fans. But for the most part, the game was well played. It was a really good game. Didn't take as long as you would think it would. A New York type Angel game, because you know how the East Coast teams, especially AL East teams, they like to work counts and play mostly 4-hour games. This game flew by pretty good. It was a good pace all the way through. Good pitching by both teams. It could have went either way, but the Angels just made a couple more plays and a couple more pitches went across, and the Angels took advantage. So I like that. Let's see. Rally Chris checks in also with Angels will be back to 500 during this series with the Yankees. I'm calling it. Let's see. Go back to some of these other comments here. Yvette agrees, and then wow, Bundy became a meme in 2 hours. You know what? And that's the problem. You do something nowadays. If he throws up, that's maybe on the nightly news in 2000 and before that. You know what I mean? Or in the 90s, you maybe get a newspaper highlight. You're on a front page or something like that, or you're in the background. Now you cry like Jordan and you're a meme forever. Like nowadays kids, unless they look on YouTube or if they're casual basketball fans, if they just see the fact that Jordan's crying, they know Jordan for crying, not winning 6 world championships. And it's a sad thing because that's how memes work. That's how going viral works. And unfortunately, as soon as this thing went down, I got hit by like 4 or 5 fans, including Dodger fans, making fun of the Angels. They showed Bundy, and it was captioned, the Angels are literally throwing away the season, and it was him throwing up. So, yeah, you can be made into a meme like that, and it kind of sucks, but, yeah. Matty Matt checks in. My boy right here. This is a guy I want to get on for the Angels a lot, and this is Matty Matt. He knows his Halos. We do a show that's going to be coming back on for football season, so I'm going to be promoting that. By far, but you got to check him out as well. Great game call right there. Yvette said, also by Jaime said, best video was Bob Menery calling the Bundy was motorboating ditties and ripping lines. Yeah, if you got to see that, check that video out. That is pretty crazy and pretty funny. He sent me that one. I forgot about Jaime sending me that one. And then James says, yeah, I had no issues with the umps strike zone tonight. Odd to say because this season's been full of awful zone moments. And that's true. It's been like that all season long. All positive things. Hope the Angels can keep it going, Yvette says. Yes, we're due for a good positive streak. That's the thing. LA Angels Beauty says, this is the Angels team that we all want to see. Quiet and effective. Exactly. And that's the thing. If they're able to do this kind of thing, you see how they were reacting with one another. You saw the camaraderie, the chemistry. Let's keep that going. Let's get into some good trends for once. We haven't had this in a while, and I think this is something that the Angels need to do. Angels seem to be in control from Angels seem to be in control of the game since they were being tied. Yeah, after the Yankees tied it up, they got control and they held on to the lead, and that's pretty impressive on the road in New York. Now I know New York's been struggling. Again, this might be Boone's last swan song with the Yankees, and it could be Cashman's too. There's a lot of talk. I just heard this morning. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get into the Yankee stuff, Angel Chris just popped. Rally Chris just popped up with tomorrow. Matty V is calling the game. God damn it! See, and before the season, that's a good thing. When Matty V's calling the game, it's like, all right, cool. You know, we got one of the best broadcasters out there. The reason why I'm like now apprehensive, and you Angel fans know, he doesn't have a stellar record calling Angel games this year. We have a pretty bad losing. Umpires dictate the games a lot. We've seen that, you know, whether they like to call pitches outside, inside, up or down. It just makes things a hell of a lot harder on the pitcher. Joseph Trino says Bell Bowers from the Tigers 2 weeks ago. Okay, I must have missed that one for sure, because this was the first time I've seen it, like, at least live or for the Angels. I've never seen a pitcher throw up. I've seen pitchers actually run to the dugout and puke in like a wastebasket, but I've never seen them do it live on the feed here. I'm going to have to get with Chase to see what's going on and see if I could fix something, because, I'm having my stomach settle, because it's not like the best thing to watch. There's been a lot of embarrassing moments, and I think throwing up or sharding yourself in front of that many fans is probably the worst thing you could do. So I'm pretty sure this is one thing that Bundy's not going to live down, or Burrow that you mentioned as well. Another guy who's probably got to live with that, and especially with the way media is too. It's not like it was before, to where, you know, you'd only see the games if it was on the game of the week, or if it was a regional game for your team. But with this being the way it is, the media way it is, you know, you're able to see these games in these out-of-town markets. So then the highlights come in fast and furious. So Grillmaster says, that was my pun, damn it. So Joseph beat him to it. Yeah, there hasn't been much Grillmaster freaking stand-up lately, dude. You got to step your game up. The last Angel game I remember vomit was Jason Dixon in a bucket. Yeah, I remember that game too. And Ace brings up an old school pitcher right there. He was pitching with the old pinstripe jerseys. Jason Dixon was supposed to be like the next, you know, big Angels pitcher to come through the minors. And he actually started out good, but he flamed out. And I think it was injuries. He only pitched like, I think 2 or 3 years, maybe 4. And that was it. And it was all with the Angels, and he retired way too young. I forget what happened to him, but he just never recovered. Yeah, it's all over Instagram and all over the field, Joseph, so we'll check that out. But, yeah, you know what? Oh, so here's the thing for Wednesday. We'll be back with a trucker hat trivia giveaway, and this Sunday we'll probably have a jersey to give away with a hat, so stay tuned for that. And we're gonna this page is starting to blow up, and so we appreciate all your guys' help. And that's, we got more shows coming, so check out the podcast if you haven't already. Like and subscribe. We really, really appreciate that. The Angels, we're doing a good job on here with getting to know the players. Also, we're getting some upcoming interviews. So Fernando's really busting his ass on this one, and we have Rally Chris is doing a great job on the what do you call it, Instagram, and not Instagram, I'm sorry, Twitter. And then we got James doing pregame shows, and then Anthony's checking in with Chase on the midweek show with the MLB Crosstalk. So just enjoy the stuff that we have right now. It's I'm enjoying it. I mean, and hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. And this game was a